collapses around you.
When we last saw Lara Croft in the hit Tomb Raider series, it seemed like the end had come for the popular heroine.
She had a very, very near scrape with death at the end of the last Revelation. The temple collapsed around her and her body's been missing, presumed dead. So
we wanted to leave the viewing public on a sort of cliffhanger. Did she die? Didn't she die?
And us saying that she was lost, presumed dead, was a way for us to sort of get Lara to refocus on her own life, you know, look back into herself about her priorities, what's important. So needless to say, she is alive and well, and she's going to come out guns a-blazing.
Lara returns in Tomb Raider: The Angel of Darkness, which continues from the end of the last Tomb Raider game.
But we just started off as Lara's been taken to Paris. She got called from Von Croy, and she finds him dead. And she's suddenly framed for his murder. And she's on the run from the French police, and it's a whole new scenario instead of the usual Tomb Raider-ing thing.
And very soon, everything that's been there for Lara, being famous, you know, people recognising her, being this face around the world, it all works against her because suddenly everybody wants to catch her.
She's trying to go through and investigate who actually did kill Von Croy. That sort of leads her into a much deeper storyline. It's not just a crazed psychopath, it's a 15th century alchemist who's doing these ritual killings to rule the world. And she's got to clear her name by destroying him.
As Lara sets out to find Von Croy's killer, she finds that her ordeals have weakened her and that she needs to build up her strength and skills again.
She was really weakened at the tomb in Egypt. So it's the story of her sort of returning as a character, giving her the abilities that she once had and then lost.
We shall have an ability to improve her upper body strength or lower body strength. So as the game progresses, you'll find that she can perform longer jumps, or she can hang on to monkey swings longer and go over parts that she couldn't have done previously.
The Lara that you play potentially will be a different Lara to my Lara. I may be able to run a little bit faster with Lara and I can get through that door that's always shutting, whereas you haven't quite honed those skills and can't get through that door, but you might be able to climb better than me, so you can go around that corner and drop down the courtyard that I can't get to.
We've also added more moves. She can do proper stealth moves now. She's got a lot of hand-to-hand combat in there, punching, kicking. She can sneak around corners. She can take enemies out and then sort of hide again.
Part of what allowed the core team to develop these new moves for Lara was the power of the PlayStation 2. They further tapped this potential to develop a host of other improvements that will push Lara's adventures to the next level.
Everything just goes up to a new level that nobody will have seen before, because we're allowed to do so much more with the PS2. Lara's 8,000 polygons. PS1 version, she was 600. So we've been able to add a whole new dimension of detail to her. She will actually lip sync when she talks to characters. They'll actually, you know, have full facial expressions and lip sync back at Lara.
Stock medicinal potions and herbal extracts.
This Tomb Raider game is a lot darker than previous games, as in the storyline is much more sinister.
So the mood, the atmosphere is something that we've been very keen to create. I think that lends itself to the lighting system.
So we've tried to beef up the lighting a lot by adding the shadow maps. In certain areas we've got really very realistic shadows casting across the floor from objects, from Lara, other enemy characters. Everything casts shadows onto everything. Makes a hell of a difference.
As Lara struggles to determine what's happened to Von Croy, she runs into a new character in the Tomb Raider series, a character who's an integral part of the game.
His name is Curtis, and he is the coolest character ever. He's a member of an ancient sect of knights called the Lux Veritatis. They've sort of got paranormal powers, and basically he's a demon hunter.
We wanted Curtis to be quite a different character to Lara. It's going to be quite an interesting sort of love-hate relationship that they have initially, because Curtis is there in this game and he's always one step ahead of Lara. He's almost like the thorn in her side. He seems to be on his own mission, has his own agenda, but he's always just there one stage ahead of her.
So they don't like each other at all, and it's not till later on in the game that they sort of get to work as a team.
One of the hallmarks of the Tomb Raider series has always been the creative use of puzzles in the game, and Angel of Darkness is no exception.
And as we have looked at what people have enjoyed playing in Tomb Raider, it has actually been that sort of hard-edged puzzles. It's been that standing there, knowing where you've got to go, but trying to work out how to solve that puzzle. Also, we've got those sudden death sort of things where if you just don't get it right, she begins to fall. You know, you've got that timing just to grab that ledge or grab that precipice just before she plummets to her death.
Tomb Raider: The Angel of Darkness is the first part of a new story for Lara Croft, one that the game's creators have already mapped out.
The story within this game doesn't end within this game.
And this is very much, you know, the first few chapters of the book, if you like.
There's a lot of unanswered questions that we've already planned for future titles.
It sounds like the team at Core have plenty of adventures in store for us in the future. Be sure to check out the start of this new era for Lara Croft when Tomb Raider: The Angel of Darkness hits stores late April.